Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 8 of Crusader Kings 2 as Leicester to Britannia. We had this event just fire at the end of the last video, and it's because we chose the seduction focus because we're trying to get a male heir as quick as we can. I've had my eye on a feisty young scullery maid with huge intellect for some time now. Though she skillfully dodges the attentions of every boy and greybeard at court, I have her blushing furiously whenever I gaze into her eyes. Seduced and wrapped around my finger, this sharp lass could be very useful. So I could make her a lady and keep her as my mistress, and she would appear at the court. I could bed her and make her mine. What a spice she'll make. It'll give her +1 intrigue and +10% to plot discovery chance. Or I, common wench, I could do better and gain 5 piety. Let's get the +1 intrigue, because we don't really need her in the court. We've already got a lover. Let's just get that +1 intrigue and +10% plot discovery chance. So we now have an intrigue of 14, which is pretty good. This morning I woke up with a painful itch. It seems the blessed Virgin has seen fit to blight me with a minor pox for my sinful activities. Curses! The King Unstable of Mercia gets lover's pox until the 1st of January 1453, which is the end of the game. That's an awfully long time to... I mean, that's good. If getting the pox makes him live for another, you know, sort of 600 years... but it gives us -0.05 health, which is nothing, and -5 sex appeal, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, actually, but I think we'll be fine. Because we've got all these extra things that give us the benefits to it anyway. It works out more in our favour than it works against us. We are getting on a bit though, and we do have a female heir, and that is going to cause problems unless we can get a son. So we do need to try and get one as quick as humanly possible. Hopefully this other war's going to finish at some point pretty soon. What else do we want to have a look at? Are there any factions against us? No, none at all, which is very good. Do we want to... do anything, hold a summer fair or hold a feast? It's the wrong time of year for either. We could go ahead and hold a feast, losing 25 gold. We could also upgrade a few more buildings, but it'd be nice to get some additional prestige and try and do a bit of a mass opinion modifier with our vassals. So we only have to wait until November, is it? And we have to be at peace as well, although that war should hopefully end. It's at 100%. Yeah, why don't you just go ahead and declare peace, and then I can go ahead and have my feast. Well, mission to Bedford has been a success. We've certainly managed to make that guy like us a little bit more. He's at 79. That war still hasn't ended, and November's running out. I'm very annoyed that you haven't called an end to that war, even though you clearly had a 100% war score. Why are you letting it drag on, you annoying little shit? Okay, what about the Pope? How much do you like us by 100? Request money. He still wouldn't give me any. And it's mostly because of that free investiture, which we can't do anything about until we can become king. So there's not an awful lot that I can do about that. Well, as it doesn't look like we can actually go and get the feast, maybe we should think about increasing a few things here. We could get the military training ground. It's not too bad. We could go and get Castletown too. That would increase our tax income by +2. That's not a bad idea. Or we could get the military training ground, which would give us some more light infantry. Or we could increase our levy size and garrison size by 5%. Difficult ones to choose. I'm going to go for the Castletown for now, just because it would be nice to get the extra income. So we'll see how that works out for us. I can't believe that war is still going on. Normally when it's at 100% war score, that's usually a sort of a good time for them to end it. So I'm surprised it's still going. What could we build over here? Castle walls we could build would give us a little bit more tax income here. Not a great deal, but let's go ahead and do that anyway. Let's try and keep the buildings going, because they do take a fair bit of time to put together. I don't think we need to borrow any money from the merchants at this time. You're doing a sterling job. He should be maxed out now. And indeed he is. So let's go ahead and send you to Chester, especially because I think I've either been banging his wife or his daughter. So we need to try and keep him happy for a while. You didn't do exactly what I wanted you to, which was go there. Anybody that we can start a war with yet? Sussex. We apparently have a claim on Sussex. Now, why is that? Potential target, the Earl of Sussex. Claim Sussex for no particular reason. Don't think we can claim Sussex directly. Yeah, we can't declare war on him because you are a vassal of the Duke of Kent. But we could declare war on you to claim Sussex. We'd be claiming it for the Marshal of Oxford. Not sure whether or not it would become ours, but I'm willing to try and give it a go. Not too sure how many friends and allies this guy has. Let's just click and have a look. Not many, really. So let's go ahead and raise the levies. Got a decent number of men there, about 2,000. We will move everybody into a single province. We'll go and crush his army. He's actually trying to siege out the bishopric there that we control, but he doesn't actually have enough men to do so. Just in time, our marshal manages to increase our levy size, but I think it already was anyway, so it's not going to make an awful lot of difference there. So, let's just go back to the normal map mode. We'll wait until everyone forms up. We're going to go in with almost 4-to-1 numbers. So, I'm not even going to wait for everyone to get full morale. We still haven't pieced out of that other flipping war yet. We could call in our allies, but there's absolutely no point in doing so. They're all far too far away. They've only have their vanguard. They don't even have a flank, so they're just going to get torn asunder. A noble has distinguished himself in battle. Perhaps I can make use of him. So, we've got a soldier who's appeared in court who could become our new marshal, potentially. So we could go and have a look. Our marshal currently has a martial skill of 16. But we do have a guy with a martial skill of 17. I think I'll stick with my current marshal, just for the time being, though. No reason to upset him, and it's only a difference in 1 point. It's not going to make a huge deal of difference to us. We'll try and siege this province out first. I mean, there's only 311 defenders in the garrison, and we own the bishopric of Canterbury. So we do need to take out the bishopric of Rochester and the city of Sandwich. But once we've actually sieged this out, we can just go over here. And unfortunately for them, they've just well, that's quite a big army, and they're heading my way, and that I do not like. Now we are the defender here, so that does help a little bit. They are about to reinforce, which is not something that I particularly like. Yeah, they did. We did. Alright, and they've just ran into somebody else's army. Well, that's fine. At least it's not causing too much of a problem. The one thing I don't want to happen is I don't want them to actually get Surrey. Truces are expiring. Well, I don't want them to get Sussex, so I might have to go in and try and ruffle stomp them. Can I raise any more troops up? Because we have lost a few. No, we can't right now. We could potentially borrow money and get some mercenaries, but I want to avoid doing that if possible. So I'll just wait until we've sieged out Kent. Pope's opinion is still increasing. We have a new heir, and that is because our daughter died of the Great Pox. So now we're down to our last daughter now. It's getting very, very difficult here. We're running out of heirs. And everyone seems to be dying very young. Have we sieged this place out? Yes, we have. Let's go in. It's going to be risky if we go into either of these provinces, but we do need to try and win this siege. Right, they're going to move in if we attempt to do that. If we move in here, will you break your siege? I'm kind of hoping they don't. Doesn't look like they're going to. So we're going to... Yeah, they're breaking their siege now. Right, but they've changed their mind. Now, we do have the smaller numbers. Don't think we can raise any more levies at this point. No, we can't. I'm going to risk this. It is risky because we do have a limited number of men. We don't quite have full morale. In fact, I'm going to wait a little bit because I'd like full morale, at least in the centre vanguard. Let's hope that that's probably been enough time. It has tipped into August. We're still not quite full. We are going to move down. Now, they do have bigger numbers, but there's no river crossing here. They don't have a flank, and our centre vanguard's actually getting ripped apart. Oh no, well, our vanguard has gone down, but I think we are going to win just, and in fact we did. I'm not entirely sure how we managed that. The siege is almost over as well, because we've actually took over the siege. So I'm going to wait for that siege to finish, and then we'll see if we can dive on them there. We still can't raise any additional troops. We're at 86% war score. This might be enough to finish this battle. On the next tick, in fact. There we go. We have 100% war score, so let us offer peace. So, Wolfham Lockhart gains the county of Sussex. Now, it does make it independent, but I might be able to say to him, be my vassal. Awful vassalization, no. False religion, distant realm, base reluctance. That is a little bit of a pain. Oh well, right, you're still sieging out Essex, which is something that I don't particularly like. At least this is now in an independent realm. And the fact that it's an independent realm means that it becomes a little bit easier to... The fact that it's an independent realm means it becomes a little bit easier to try and take later on. So let's go ahead and quickly, what we're going to do is we're going to drop our levies and we're going to re-raise our levies, because that will just sort of refresh all of the morale and everything. Now you will see we are starting to get these guys. These are the Viking ships that can come in, and the Vikings have the unique ability to go into a sort of a raid mode. It's a little bit like piracy in EU4, except it's sort of land-based, and they come in. If you leave them, they don't need to have enough men to siege in order to loot, but if they do have enough men to siege and you allow them to siege a province out, they can actually destroy buildings, so you do have to be careful. Eastmund of Northampton claims he would be a better marshal than Swilham. Petitions that he should be given the title of Marshal of the Petty Kingdom of Mercia. Okay, so what is your martial ability? Your martial ability is 17. My current martial is I think this is the one we already looked at. Current martial is 16. We could just lose the prestige, and his opinion would, let's just say, give him a chance, because that doesn't give us any penalty for the time being. We can always go ahead and change things later if we want to. Now, this Kent isn't really my problem, but I do have a bishopric there, so I've accidentally paused the game again. And it is Canterbury itself that is being sieged out, and I'd much prefer that it wasn't. So I am going to go in and try and fight there if possible. Trying to get my levies together. We don't have a huge deal of men here. We're going to go down to Surrey first, because there'll be no river crossing if we go from Surrey into Kent. And we've got to be quick, because it's already at 97.9%. We have lost the siege of Canterbury, unfortunately. And it looks like we're probably going to lose this battle here, unless somebody comes and reinforces. And no, nobody has. We actually lost that fight. Don't think there's an awful lot that I can do about it. Just have to let them get on with it, really. It would be nice if we could go and get rid of these, because these guys actually have enough to siege here, which is a little bit annoying. Let us go ahead and drop the vassals. Re-raise the vassals. I'm going to hold control while I do it, and it'll just mean that we don't raise any troops in that particular county. Don't think we're going to have enough men to take them down, sadly. We really need to increase the number of troops that we have. Still managing to change people's opinion. Let's go and dive in if we can. We may lose the fight. It's quite possible. But I don't really want them to... there we go. They've actually finished that war. They were 100% for ages, and I don't know why. Yeah, we are taking a penalty there. Our centre of our vanguard's already retreating, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why we are so weak in battle at the moment. But there's not an awful lot that I can do there. So they have buggered off, which is nice. Normally, if you send a big enough stack in, they will actually do that. Let's go ahead into Leicester. And we will... Well, the only thing we can really get here is castle fortifications, which isn't going to be all that useful. So let's look at Warwick and think about... Is it just money? Is money our main issue at the moment? Probably is. Yeah, we don't have a huge amount of money. We could... What's that? Castletown requires castle walls too. We could go ahead and grab barracks, which would be quite nice. Let's have a look at the technology. See if there's anything here that we can improve. We can improve shipbuilding. Not that it makes an awful lot of difference because we're not doing a lot of coastal stuff. In fact, we've only got 1, 2, 3 coastal provinces, I think. So that doesn't really help all that much. You can deal with your own Vikings. I'm not bothered about that in the slightest. Not expanding as quickly as I would like to. We still have some claims down here for some reason. What do we have a claim on, though? We've probably still got a truce with you as well. Always auto-saves when you least want it to. Yeah, we do have a truce. You have a claim on Sussex. No, you have a... Yeah, you have a claim on Sussex. Again. But you're not really my problem. Yeah, I think what we're going to have to do, really, is fabricate claims. Local revolt risk increases. That's not too much of a problem. So, let us go and... I was about to lose a bet, and although I did felt inclined to cheat, I had just... Right, excuse me. Brain has just suddenly had a misfire and stopped having the ability to read. I was about to lose a bet, and although I felt inclined to cheat, I had to be just even, though it cost me some gold. So, 3.39 gold loss. That's not too big of a problem. Norfolk and Suffolk, I think that's what we want to try and do. Let's just have a look and see if anybody... Yeah, we really need to try and suck up some to these people and try and, you know, get a better levy from them. Sucking up to the Count of Oxford might not be a bad idea. Let's move our Chancellor there for a little while if we can. Also, Mr. Miserable Git, Count of Oxford, can we give you a title just to make you slightly less of a douche? Probably not. Lot of fighting going on down here. Again, not really my problem, but we'll definitely keep an eye on it. We're really going to struggle with the amount of troops that we can raise at the moment. As you can see, our potential max total here is 1,300, but we've only got 430 available. We've lost an awful lot of men in the couple of defeats that we had. Still can't have any decent sized retinue, so we're going to leave that be for a while. We could have like a small shock retinue. Might not be a bad idea, but if you can't have a decent sized retinue, then it's pretty pointless having a retinue at all. So we will leave that for the time being. Increase the troop output in Leicester, which is absolutely fine. Almost tempting to try, you know, to think about borrowing the money from the Jewish merchants, but what do I want to do? I think I want to try and claim Norfolk at some point if we can, or maybe even over here. What do you have? You don't have any allies. This might be a really good place to try and claim if we can. But I would like to at least give my Chancellor half a chance. That doesn't make sense, does it? Give my Chancellor half a chance to improve our relations with the Count of Oxford. And then we might actually have an army. Because there's no point going to war with somebody unless I've actually got the troops to do it. There's all kinds of dodgy sieges and things going on down there. I'm just going to let them sort of carry on at the moment and not worry too much about that for the time being. We'll deal with those sort of problems later. We do have all of these sort of uprising armies down here, which hopefully we won't have to deal with. Peasants have attacked our steward while he was collecting in Leicester, but we just lose a little bit of prestige. We do have some annoying Vikings here. What we're going to do is we will very quickly raise our levies where we can. Move them into a single province. Now, they haven't got enough to siege, but they have got enough to loot. So we're going to get everybody to move in. They'll probably just run away, which is what they usually do. And then we won't actually catch them. And there they go. They're in the boat. They're gone. This is the mechanic that I absolutely hate in CK2. You seem to spend more time just raising vassals, or raising levies, running around after these annoying Vikings than anything. They're all Norse. They're all coming from up here. Now, occasionally you do manage to catch them, and sometimes you even take prisoners and you can ransom them back, but it's very, very difficult to do anything against them, really. Francia is really, really fractured at the moment. Yeah, the place is just in a complete mess. You see, we've still got some more Viking ships around. We still don't have a proper heir yet. We only have one child left, and she is technically married, so if we switch to her and then she dies, that's endgame. She does actually have a child, so we do have a granddaughter, even though she isn't technically of my dynasty. Mission to Rome has been a success. It may well be, but he still doesn't want to give me any money, does he? Request money. Yeah, he doesn't even like me all that much now. Let's just go quickly through the council, see if we could get anybody better. Could we get a better chancellor? Yes, we could. There's a massively better chancellor here that we could grab. He has 17. Let's go ahead and get you. And while you're here, you have a 16.61% chance of fabricating claims yearly. You are going to go in there. Could we get a much better marshal? No, only 17. Steward from 17. No, can't get a better steward. Spymaster. Spymaster's currently 15. This guy has a intrigue of 23. Congratulations, you're the new Spymaster. You can scheme in Leicester. And Chaplain 13. You're the best chaplain that we have access to. So we've increased the court a little bit there. Let's just go to our new Chancellor there. Don't really want to make him the designated regent. He'll probably die before anything happens. Let's make him the designated regent. That'll make him really, really happy. But that is about it for the video. We haven't been able to take an awful lot of land, and that is one of the things with Crusader Kings 2. It does take a little bit of time to fabricate claims and to actually be able to take stuff, especially when you just start as a count or a duke. It's not as easy to attack people as it is if you are playing a king, but we will get there. I'm quite confident that we will be able to form the Empire of Britannia. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Crusader Kings 2, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.